Hello there, Sully here, the retired tanker yanker. Welcome to Three Chords and the Truth. Hey, before I get underway with this video, I would politely ask you to take the time to subscribe to my channel, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. I've reached a milestone. It only took me 7 years to get 500 subscribers. Now all I need to do is get 500 more, and maybe I can start making money at this. Okay, and one more thing before I start this video. And it's time for the errata segment. In my last video, I said that JBG Travels' John Volrath was 62 when he passed away. And several viewers commented that he was only 57, and that his next birthday was going to be on the 24th of this month, February. So, my bad. Hey, I'll admit to my mistakes. And without further ado, I'm going to get into another bio tribute here. This one is a little bit different. It's a first. Two firsts, actually. This is the first is that it is not a bio tribute to a musical artist, but rather an author. The second first is that it is my first bio tribute of a member of my immediate family. This is the promised bio tribute of my sister Maggie, who departed this world last August. Margaret C. Sullivan was the author of the Jane Austen Handbook. Jane Austen cover to cover, and There Must Be Murder, as well as tons of fan fiction, short stories, and other things paying tribute mostly to Jane Austen, with a nod to C.S. Forester here and there too. Maggie was born on Sunday, July 29, 1962 in Philadelphia, and grew up in a working-class family of somewhat moderate means. In other words, we weren't rich, but the thing is we didn't know any better. Our parents provided for us. Maggie attended Our Lady of Calvary and Our Lady of Good Counsel elementary schools and Archbishop Wood High School, graduating in 1980. She matriculated at Penn State University, eventually earning a bachelor's degree in liberal arts, studying journalism and English. Maggie was a born writer. Even in elementary school, she wrote clever essays and became an avid reader at an early age when my brother Bill would take her to the library. It was just up the street, not far. She would come home with a bag full of books and spend hours reading them all. And this also honed her writing skills. Matter of fact, I remember a very clever essay she wrote about our family dog when she was in something like the second grade. Her teachers recognized her budding talent. She didn't waste that talent and continued to take very, very long steps in the literary world without really becoming famous. She wrote poetry, she wrote short stories, and did well at Penn State. She didn't graduate in 4 years. She had to leave after her fourth year with just a few credits left to go because she had to get a job. But one of her passions when she was at Penn State was the color guard. She was one of those girls who waved the flag around. And she was actually on the field at the New Orleans Superdome when Penn State defeated Georgia for the national championship. I think that was 1982. She loved color guards so much she even spent an entire summer touring with a color guard. But like I said, she had to quit after 4 years to get a job and go to work. She found a job as an administrative assistant working for Allied Chemical for a while and finished her degree in her spare time at the Abington campus of Penn State, and soon found work for the prestigious Philadelphia law firm of Duane Morris. She worked in their internet technology department, eventually becoming web content manager. And it was about this time when she discovered what became a lifelong passion for her, the works of Jane Austen. She put her internet savvy to work, starting a blog called Austen Blog, when nobody really knew what a blog was. She honed her writing talents by composing fan fiction in the style of Austen. She joined the Jane Austen Society of North America and served on the board of directors of the Eastern Pennsylvania branch. This led to her being contacted by Quirk Books, who asked her to write a book which would introduce Jane Austen to people who didn't know Jane Austen. She dove right into this, and the result was the Jane Austen Handbook, subtitled A Simple Yet Elegant Guide to Her World. Sales went well, and Quirk soon asked her to produce a work commemorating the 200th anniversary of Austen's first published work. She again dove into this, going through libraries and book collections, and what she came up with was the book Jane Austen Cover to Cover. And Orlin magazine also asked her to write a novella, which was eventually published as There Must Be Murder. It was a fanfic sequel to Northanger Abbey. And she also annotated, I think she annotated Pride and Prejudice or Sense and Sensibility, one of those books she annotated. But anybody who knew Maggie also knew of the other passions she had in life: crochet and the Phillies. She had a Sunday ticket plan and even went to spring training one year. And she loved watching her beloved Fightins and rarely missed a game on TV. And when it came to crochet, she was a wizard with a crochet hook. She would make scarves, afghans, shawls, blankets, stuff like that. She loved crochet. She also did hand tatting of lace, but crochet was her big deal. You should see the amount of yarn that was left when she passed. I donated it to a group, a woman who likes to get kids into doing that type of stuff, and they were so grateful for what they got. It took them an hour to collect all the stuff. It was in May of 2023 when Maggie was diagnosed with endometrial cancer. She really kind of kept her Jane Austen world friends in the dark about this, and she only told the coworkers she had who needed to know. Because, well, by her own definition, she was an introvert. She would rather sit down with a cup of tea and a good book, or perhaps watch a Star Wars movie, or a Phillies game, or a 76ers game, Flyers game. She'd rather do that than associate with people. It wasn't being narcissistic. It wasn't being prudish. It was Maggie. It was her personality. She was an introvert. She was also fiercely independent and really didn't like to bother people with her problems, which is why she kept her condition to herself for so long. Until she couldn't anymore. And even then, she didn't want to alarm her friends in the Jane Austen universe. So she was hesitant to disclose her illness to anyone but close family and friends. She informed the coworkers who it was necessary to know. I mean, to her, cancer was personal and shouldn't be a bother to anyone who couldn't do anything about it anyway. As I was writing the script, I really had to hold back a tear. I mean, she was my little sister. And I was living there with her throughout her illness. I mean, just a few months before her diagnosis, she purchased a house in Chester County. And she asked me to move in with her. Basically, he wanted to keep an eye on me because I was having some health issues at the time, kidney stones mostly. But she felt it was an obligation to keep an eye on me. And when I had a bad flare-up of pain, she's the one that took me to the hospital. And, of course, it was I who returned the favor when she felt that she could not go without treatment anymore. But it was her desire to work just for 5 more years and then retire, as she put it, in an Andrew Wyeth painting. Sadly, it's a dream that was never realized. Anybody who knew Maggie also knew that she was a big fan of Jimmy Buffett. I mean, she and I went to, the entertainment center on the Camden waterfront in June of 2000 to see him. She had a lot of songs by Jimmy that she loved, and I was trying to come up with a fitting song to do. I mean, Maggie always encouraged me in my YouTube ventures. She encouraged me in writing songs, although I've only written maybe 2 or 3 songs that deserve to see the light of day. But it's true, I suck at songwriting. So what I decided to do here today was one of her favorite Jimmy Buffett songs, Son of a Sailor. I hope you like it.
Son of a sailor, I went out on the sea for adventure, expanding the view of a captain and crew, like a man just released from adventure. As a dreamer of dreams and a traveling man, I have chalked up many a mile, read dozens of books about heroes and crooks, and I learned much from both of their styles. Son of a son, son of a son, son of a son of a sailor, son of a gun, load the last ton, one step ahead of the jailer. As he greets you at the border, and the lady she hails from Trinidad, and all the spices, sulphur made, cinnamon sweet, and the rum is for all your devices. All the shit as we ride on the wind, that our forefathers harnessed before us. Hear the bell ring as the tide rigging sings. It's a son of a gun of a chorus. Where it all ends, I can't fathom, my friends. If I knew, I might toss out my anchor. So I'll cruise along, always searching for some, not a lawyer with me for a banker, but a son of a son, son of a son, son of a son of a sailor, son of a gun, load the last ton, one step ahead of the jailer. I'm just a son of a son, son of a son, son of a son of a sailor. The seas in my veins, my tradition remains. I'm just glad I don't live in a trailer.
I don't know what else to say. I miss her every day. I guess I miss Carol too. But, I mean, she was my kid sister. The second of my siblings to pass away. But I would like people to look at Maggie as an inspiration. Somebody who single-mindedly did what they wanted to do and succeeded at it. What else can I say? Several published works. And she wasn't even a full-time author. It was more of a hobby. She was very surprised to see one of her books for sale somewhere. She was visiting England, and it might have been in the bookstore of the QE2. I don't know. But what she did was she faced her cancer bravely. Fought it every step of the way, even at the end. You could tell she didn't want to give up. And she was very brave, and I want this example to be an inspiration to people who are fighting adversity. I miss you, kiddo. She fought the good fight, and I love her for her. Thank you for allowing me to honor my sister, and I hope you enjoyed this video. For 3 Chords and the Truth, I'm Sully, the retired tanker Jaeger. Safe and happy travels.